it's Good Friday, and since it's Good Friday, some fundamentalists are celebrating in interesting ways. In the Philippines, some people are repenting for their sins by literally nailing their feet and their hands onto crosses, basically crucifying themselves.
That's a really good idea, yeah. And so they're not playing there, it's not acting. They literally take a nail and drive it through their hands and their feet. Some have been doing it for decades on end, some of the same people. And I don't know if they know this, but Jesus didn't want that to happen. Like, he was kind of against it when they crucified him.
Jesus wasn't up there. Guys, you got any more nails around here? I mean,
They believe that this is the ultimate way of repenting for paying for your sins. And so that's how they like justify it and rationalize it in their heads. And they hang there on the cross for a few minutes, and afterwards they're taken off and they're rushed to a first aid center where doctors try to save them from bleeding out or doing,
yeah, you know why they get rushed to a first aid center? Because they have a nail through their hands and feet.
Yeah.
And some of the guys go through the streets and they whip themselves in the back, and they start, like, they take skin off, they start bleeding in their back, they're out in the hot sun. Now, to be fair, the Catholic Church says don't do this. This is a bad idea. We're supposed to be against crucifixion, not for crucifixion. But people won't listen. It's partly a mixture of the local culture and how it developed in tandem with the religion. And everybody, remember, like, for a long time, humans have believed in sacrifice, either a human sacrifice or sacrifice for yourself. And there's smaller versions of that still in our religions. You fast in both Judaism and in Islam. But Islam being the far more painful religion, you actually do it for a whole month. Like, you guys,
you get water though. There's some water involved.
No, most people die. Okay, no. Once the sun sets, you can eat and drink.
Yeah.
But when the sun is up for a whole month, you have to fast.
I would not do well without coffee in the morning. That would be, to me, the greatest thing that I'd have to give up.
You know what's
the headache, I could just imagine.
You know what people can't do without? They can do without brushing their teeth, right? Because you can't have water. Okay, they can do without the food, the water, etc. Smoking. You're not allowed to smoke either. And so in Turkey, where everybody smokes, people like in Ramadan, you don't want to. They're like stressed out. People are constantly getting into fights.
The
which, by the way, you're not allowed to fight either.
Actually, the military's at a higher level of alert.
I'm just imagining Cenk in that kind of environment, because you get grumpy when you can't eat, and now I'm pretty sure you're addicted to caffeine. So you would have the horrible headache, and you would be grumpy from not being able to eat. Now I know why you're not religious. This is what it's really about.
1 year I did the whole month. Now, like, your Turks, I've told this 100 times, they're not the most religious people. They're very secular, right? But now, if you ask them, they're like, of course I'm Muslim, what are you talking about? Right? And they like pride and all that stuff. But in reality, during Ramadan, they half-ass it. They'll do like 3 days. And they'll be like, what? I did 3 days. That's not like the greatest Muslim ever, right? Yeah. So 1 year, I actually did the whole 30 days. Jeez. And it's just as a matter of discipline. I'm glad I did it, etc. And then I stopped being religious, and I still kept doing 1 or 2 days a year just to remind myself, because actually the one good part about it in Islam is that the reason you fast is to remind you how the poor are and how much you have and how much you should appreciate it. That's part of the reason you do it, which is actually really great. And so I thought, that is good, I should keep doing that.
Even after you decided you were no longer religious?
Yeah, I'm not religious, I'm not Muslim, and for a couple of years I kept fasting 1 or 2 days, about 2 days a year, right? And then I was like, damn it, I am so hungry. Okay, and I was like, look, I got it. The poor, they got it bad. I do a whole show about it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm super appreciate I just can't fast anymore.
No, but there's something admirable about putting yourself through that for a few days, even though you realize that it's all BS. Like the realization that poor people live this way and it's terrible, that's great. But obviously, like, the religious reasons for doing it don't make much sense.
But even the poor do not get nailed to a cross or usually have their backs whipped. So there's bounds of reason, and I believe in the Philippines they have gone far beyond the bounds of reason.
I think it's a credit to Christians, though, that they can have people on one side of it that get, nailed to the cross, and then at the other side, people celebrate by coloring eggs.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like,
That's
it
true.
truly is the full gamut of things you can do to celebrate Jesus.